got flatlined in 2 rounds.
Been forged for combat in the Muay Thai ring, and with that, she had no issue showing the world that she was no stranger to.
That night, Dakota hit 14-0 and looked unstoppable. She was now the PFL's flyweight queen, but just when the world thought she was untouchable, she ran into Sumiko Inaba, who tested the prospect to her limit, and the high of Dakota's legacy-making win over Tayla Santos quickly took a dark turn. How did it unfold? Let's break it all down.
It began, the gap in skills between the two was evident. The heavy-hitting Bulgarian peppered her opponent with kicks and punches, probing her defenses before launching the final assault. Once Line was left with a depleted gas tank, Dichiva prescribed her a dose of elbows and punished her with knees before dragging her to the floor. The adversary managed to get back to her feet, but after a spinning elbow and a vicious knee, the referee was forced to wave the fight off.
Oh, spinning elbow.
Oh, wow. Oh, knee. She drops.
It's a masterclass.
An
absolute masterclass.
In the red corner, Dakota Ditcheva.
Times than 50 Cent. Salvation. After a few scrambles on the ground, De Silva was intercepted with heavy blows on the feet. Ditcheva framed her foe and unleashed a brutal knee. The following onslaught destroyed any hopes for a comeback.
I think this is it. This is it. And there it is. There it is. Dakota Ditcheva.
For your winner by ref stoppage due to strikes, in the red corner, dangerous Dakota Ditcheva!
But stumbled upon vicious kicks at close range. A front kick to the face and a hook softened the target for what was about to come. And once in the clinch, Dakota reigned with punishment through knees and elbows. In an attempt to replicate her previous performance, the British Bulgarian unleashed a spinning elbow followed by a knee, but the opponent proved tougher than a $3 steak. Dakota channeled her inner Dagestani and executed a takedown. Once she started throwing bombs from the top, it was GG. Well played.
We'll see some elbows coming potentially from this position. Punches for Dakota, raining down. They really need to improve her position.
No, referee's seen enough that Dakota Ditcheva moves to 2-0, but Kerry Isom.
By TKO in the red corner, Dakota Ditcheva.
Gritty, grinding war that would push her to the limit. Instead, it was a masterclass. From the opening bell, Dakota Ditcheva came out looking calm, sharp, and dangerous.
Sufficient. Twice as many for herself. 20 outings for Santos.
While Santos, tough as ever, looked like she was preparing to drag this into deep waters.
She tries to take down far.
Dakota had other plans as she started picking Santos apart with her slick, fluid, and borderline frustrating skills on the feet and on the mat.
With these double underhooks to get Dakota get larger women and American top team. Santos is fighting on that jab feint. She needs to be...
Dakota wasn't just avoiding danger. She was setting traps of her own while making it all look effortless.
Nice job. And again, she got Santos biting on that really well. Twice. Oh.
Dakota's jab snapped out like a whip and landed with sniper precision. Santos kept trying to find her rhythm, but Ditcheva was already in control as she glided just outside of range and punished every mistake.
I love the fact that every time Dakota immediately straight away with the elbow there, Andy, yes.
Whenever Tayla tried to close the distance, Dakota answered with lightning-fast kicks, stinging the legs, tagging the body, and mixing things up just enough to keep Santos guessing. You could see it in the Brazilian's body language. She wanted the takedown and needed it badly. But every time she shot in, she got greeted with a counter punch to the jaw or a knee to the gut. Ditcheva made her pay for every attempt, and Santos began second-guessing whether she even wanted to try anymore. Round 2 is when things got really ugly with Dakota displaying god-tier technical brutality. Dakota had already warmed up by then.
Beautiful jab to the body, my goodness.
She started finding bigger shots, harder angles, and combinations that looked like they were downloaded straight from a Tekken character's move list.
Three combinations, she's biting on that trade.
Fight short in the world this Black Friday.
Every exchange ended with Dakota landing last, landing clean, and walking away untouched.
Takedown, official range.
Taila Santos tried to stand her ground, as she's not the kind of fighter to fold, and she wasn't going down easy.
What I like is steps inside. She doesn't always...
But you could see it that each shot made her question her resolve. It wasn't just the physical damage, though that was adding up too. It was the feeling of being one step behind every second.
Sometimes she steps back a little, look where the gaps are.
The kind of psychological exhaustion that drains even the most experienced warriors. At one point, Santos tried to just bite down and swing, but Dakota continued to pick her apart, punished her again, and made her pay for daring to trade. The final minute saw Santos clearly fading, and Dakota knew it. You could see her turning it up with fast hands, crisp kicks, and absolute control. By the end of round 2, Santos had had enough. The volume, the damage, and the mental checkmate was all too much, and she had no option but to bail out.
She sneaks out of the sidelines.
And just like that, Dakota Ditcheva didn't just beat a UFC title challenger, she dominated her.
Head position, Dakota knows.
With a big left and a front kick. After another resounding low kick, Dakota launched an assault like a general leading an invasion. Once on the floor, Lisa threatened with a submission, but nearly became a victim herself. While taking Ditcheva down wasn't too hard, keeping her there proved to be a tough nut to crack. On the feet, the British Bulgarian cooked Lisa's liver in Hannibal Lecter style, forcing the unlucky opponent to crouch down like an armadillo. Battered and with no energy left to fight back, Lisa was left like a deer in the headlights, frozen and vulnerable. The referee's intervention was only a matter of time.
First round finish for Dakota Ditcheva. And it was the body work that really did it. The body
Dangerous Dakota Ditcheva!
British Bulgarian showed a new and more scary side of her, overcoming adversity that would have folded many. Sumiko Inaba, or Lady Samurai, wasn't just stepping into the cage to fight. She was stepping in to make a statement. A proud Hawaiian warrior with a reputation for grit, heart, and aggression, Inaba came out in round 1 like she'd just heard someone insult her grandma. She wasn't waiting, neither measuring.
Side kickboxing match. You can't trade a body shot for a knee in this position.
Inaba charged right at Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated British phenom with movie star looks and an absolutely savage Muay Thai game. For a moment, it looked like we might get a war. The fiery exchanges continued as the two women tied up, tangled, and then Ditcheva smartly backed out, returning to the range where she thrived. Dakota soon started showcasing her clean footwork, sniper shots, and surgical control. And right away, you could see she was getting comfortable in the cage. Inaba wasn't all that comfortable. But she was still pushing forward like a storm, but the counters were already leaving a mark. Thanks to Dakota's vicious strikes, Inaba's eye began to swell before we even hit the halfway mark of the first round. That kind of close-range brutality that makes you wince even if you're watching through a screen. Dakota would land a knee, break the clinch, and then land one more shot for the road. By the end of round 1, it was clear that Dakota Ditcheva was cooking a meal spicier than what Inaba could handle. Inaba had heart and lots of it, but she was already wearing the damage, and Ditcheva looked like she was just getting warmed up. Round 2 was all Dakota as she beat Inaba from pillar to post. Ditcheva came out like a tax collector, and Inaba had no receipts to show. Dakota stalked Inaba, cornered her against the cage, and let loose elbows, punches, combinations that weren't flashy but viciously efficient. Inaba got tagged with a left hand, then a knee, then a few more punches for good measure. Her face was starting to look like a weather map during stormy days as she was red, swollen, and full of trouble. To Inaba's credit, she kept trying to fire back when many in her place would have bailed out. She even found some success in the clinch, but that was brief, as Dakota reversed her like it was nothing, turned the position around, and resumed the systematic dismantling. It was a striking clinic from the best female striker in the world. At this point, the story wasn't about who was winning. It was about whether Inaba could survive.
She has to hit Sumiko with power on even the clinch.
And to her credit, she kept walking forward like a true Hawaiian warrior, even as Ditcheva turned her into a walking highlight reel. It was starting to feel like Inaba was punching her way through a hurricane with a wet noodle. Round 3 was the last hope for Inaba, as she needed a finish or a miracle. Something that could change the tide in the Hawaiian fighter's favor. But Ditcheva wasn't going to go down that easily. Dakota's kicks were doing a ton of damage as they were thudding and soul-sapping. But her punches were equally potent. By now, Inaba looked like a training dummy at a Muay Thai gym, standing tall and swinging when she could, but taking everything and more. Midway through the third, Dakota started shaking out her left hand, which appeared damaged, but it didn't really matter because the rest of her toolbox was still fully loaded. In the dying moments of the fight, Ditcheva sprawled like a panther, then launched a spinning kick to the body. By the final minute, the cage was basically a one-woman Dakota showcase. Inaba refused to go down, and credit to her toughness, as she's got enough heart for 3 fighters. But the writing had been on the wall since the first round. Dakota Ditcheva had just painted a masterpiece with elbows and kicks, and Inaba was the canvas. When the final horn sounded, there was no suspense. The judges could have handed in their scorecards from halfway through round 2. It was a dominant, one-sided, highlight-filled, unanimous decision for Dakota Ditcheva, and if you didn't know her name before this fight, you do now. As for Inaba, she didn't win, but she proved something else, that you can't teach grit. You either have it or you don't. Inaba ate shots that would have dropped lesser fighters, yet she kept trying until the final bell, and she did it all while looking like someone had tried to paint her portrait with a sledgehammer. But in the end, this was Dakota's night. And if there's one takeaway from this fight, it's this: don't step into Dakota Ditcheva's range unless you like pain. A lot of it. So there it is. Another dominant performance from Dakota Ditcheva. Even with what looked like an injured injured hand, she didn't flinch. She adjusted, kept the pressure, and picked Sumiko Inaba apart like a cold-blooded technician. Inaba came in swinging, but Dakota reminded everyone why she's not just undefeated, she's on another level. If she's doing this with one hand, imagine what she'll do when she's fully healthy. If anyone out there still thinks she's hype, they might want to watch that tape again, because Dakota Ditcheva is looking less like a rising prospect and more like a future world destroyer. Is Dakota Ditcheva inching closer to UFC glory? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit that like button, drop
Hasna Gaber, but little did she know she had just signed her death warrant. Hasna showed her intention for a fight, and Dakota gladly accepted the trade offer. A big counter right from Ditcheva shattered her foe's confidence, and a potent front kick briefly seated her. Once in the clinch, the British Bulgarian pounced on her prey with a knee, and her liver responded with no more.
Gaber's looking out of her element here. She's hurt to the body. That's it. The end of the fight. Rich Mitchell waves it off the knee.
Dakota Ditcheva's PFL debut went splendidly as she delighted the spectators for 58 seconds, and she was only getting started. Hugged her more than a grandma at a family reunion, yet was unable to secure a dominant position. While Patricia's guard has been a snake pit for some, Ditcheva was quite the mongoose. Once escaping the danger zone, the British Bulgarian turned into a blacksmith and pounded her foe's head until the referee had seen enough.
Yeah, the referee's keeping an eye on this as well.
And now just covering up
Oh my goodness, this could be it.
She needs to do something here.
Dakota Ditcheva with the finish yet again.
And has she been troubled yet?
Dakota Ditcheva!
Met with an atomic right hand. The American launched an assault, but turned into a sitting duck for counters. The British Bulgarian dragged her prey into murky waters and hammered in a couple of nails. Dakota grew tired of playing the role of a eucalyptus tree for a koala and broke the grip with a vicious knee, followed by a 1-2 boxing combo. She smelled blood and went for the kill, sending her opponent straight to La La Land.